And we are here back with Entrepreneurish on Live Hip Hop Daily. And today we are here with Monet from Monet Business Co.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Monet. I'm a marketing strategist. I work with women CEOs, pretty much helping them launch, build authority online, and just building that authority in their business to be able to run a successful business when it comes down to marketing. So that is who I am.
I'm so glad you're here. Let me tell you, marketing is it's a gift. I'm so glad you have it, but a lot of us are just giftless when it comes to marketing. I think that was the biggest thing. I was like, oh, I want a podcast, but I didn't realize I had to market my podcast. I thought you just get on and talk and the app will do it for you. No, that's not how things work. So I can't wait to ask you a lot of different questions. Right now, the biggest marketing thing that we have seen lately is for the Barbie movie. So I wanted to get your opinion on that, on how you thought about how they launched this campaign. Basically, they told everybody, wear your pink for the next 2 months, and we're going to play the songs over and over and over again until you come watch our movie. So what do you think about that campaign?
The campaign was amazing. I actually talked about it on my story.
Okay.
It was very thought out. I went on their page. See me, I'm a numbers person.
Okay,
so
yes, let's talk about it.
Let's go and see when they started, how they started, what was the first thing they posted, right? So I went on their page. I was able to scroll all the way down to when they first mentioned it, that the Barbie movie was coming out, and that was all the way in June of 2022. And then they didn't start the full rollout until December.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
They were like 6 months apart.
They dropped it and said, all right, we're going to leave y'all hungry because y'all think it's about to drop. Because I thought the Barbie movie had been dropped. Okay. Because I don't pay attention. I
understand. You get busy. You be like, all right, I don't know what's going on.
But then when I started seeing it heavier, I was like, oh, wait, it's not out yet. So for me, the main part of their campaign was pretty much like collaboration, and I like that was their thing. They collaborated with so many brands, from even Sezzle. The Sezzle logo was pink. I'm like, what? Like everywhere I turned, it was like omnipresence, like everywhere. TikTok.
It's on rugs. Ruggable did a Barbie collection. Like I was like, rugs.
Literally, like whoever you could think of was pink, 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 and for me, like that was big because. When it comes to collaborations, now I have the mindset of collaboration over competition. But, when you think about, entrepreneurship, you think, I can do this. I can get to the top by myself. So to just see a company as big as Barbie, they were able to, their main marketing strategy was collaboration. Another one was just the omnipresence of where you saw, Barbie. Where did you see pink? Where did you see something dealing with Barbie? So they did good. I think it was great. And they did, what's this month? August, they launched in July. So they did a full 6 months. And people don't realize that it takes that long to build awareness and to build credibility. So that's where I'm like, okay, I help people, increase their authority online because it takes a minute for you to embed something into somebody's mind that you're the credible source to go to. Like if you launch it and then you only been promoting it for 2 days, I've seen other people doing this. Like I can go to them. So just to see a company as big as Barbie with a budget as big as theirs, they still waited six months.
$150 million.
They still waited. So that was amazing. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I haven't seen the movie. Don't plan on watching.
See, that was the other thing I wanted to ask because I was like, okay, so sometimes people can do all this marketing and they still don't tap in, but you know about it, and I feel like, look,
I'm not their target audience.
Yeah, see,
that's what it comes down to. I don't plan on watching it, but I feel like the reason I'm not their target audience, a lot of what I saw when it comes to Barbie is a lot of girl groups going to see Barbie. Me personally, I'm always so busy. My friends, they probably wouldn't even ask me to go see Barbie because they like, girl, she probably somewhere under a computer screen. So for me, I also have a daughter, and I heard that it wasn't really kids friendly, and she's 4. So it's just no reason for me to go. I'm just not their target audience. I don't have time, and I'm in a different season right now.
I get it. I do want to talk about grind time and a few things like that because I think, one, the biggest thing that stood out for me is the fact that you said it takes time to build that credibility and to get in people's faces.
Yeah.
So I know for me, when I first started my podcast, I was like, oh, I have a podcast, but I probably put an episode out every 3 months, you know, and then might have talked about it once on my stories or something like that. And it wasn't until I was like, you got to go hard every single day for your brand. And it still took 6 months for people to be like, I think I've seen your show before, right? So I want to talk to you about that. Like, what is your, like, I guess your rules for getting in people's face? Like, how long should we try before we go, this just isn't working?
Yeah. So right now I'm working with a few clients on launch packages, because that's like my main thing. I help people launch campaigns, and I help them launch or pivot. So one of my clients, she's a hairstylist. The other one, she sells hair. So one of them, I'm working with a creative marketing campaign. The other one, I'm working with just a transitional package. So for me, I had both of them. It kind of just depends on how warm your audience is. So I only work with people who have somewhat of an influence in an audience. Because that is like the start of my framework. So of course I can work with people who have 0 followers, but that's just not what I do. Right? So
you have to pick somewhere.
I
so understand.
With me working with people who already have somewhat of an influence, and they have people looking at them, but they just need to know how to monetize that attention that they're getting. It's easy to do that when you have people already watching. To answer your question as far as the timeline, I usually do in between 14 days and 21 days before we actually put out whatever it is that we're launching. So with the hairstylist, we doing 14 days of just building credibility. The call to action is just comment below if this was helpful. The next 14 days, we're doing an ebook. And then at the end of that 14 days, she's dropping her mentorship. Now, the reason this is taking 30 days is because this is a transitional package, meaning they never seen her do this before. So we had to first get them to know that she doing this. What she doing. And then the next 2 weeks, we put like a low ticket product, $27 ebook, and then after that we going with the 1K with the big plus offer. But if you are not transitioning and you just launching like a marketing campaign, I give it 14 days. Anywhere between 7 and 14 days to just build that up. But it just depends on how big the launch is. Like, it just depends.
I want to know what's a good audience size? Like, when you start saying that somebody's influential, that's probably a question a lot of people have right now.
So a good audience size, the way I go about it is I look at their engagement more so than their followers. The reason I said 0 followers is because, of course, if you have 0 followers, you have no engagement. But even if you have 5,000 followers, but you get a lot of engagement, your sales, I pretty much know what your influence is looking like. If we can look at your sales and I see that you make a good amount of money, you just not making what you want to make. So I base it all off of like income, the revenue for the business, the engagement, and then sometimes the follower count. But as far as like the audience size, I would say it's more so depending on how much engagement that you're getting and how many people are you converting from the people that are coming to your site. So I go off like,
so what's that percentage? Numbers. So what's that, like 15%? What are we looking at?
As far as the conversion?
Yeah, conversions and engagement numbers. Because I think people look at those numbers on their Instagram and don't really understand, like, okay, am I doing well? Am I doing, like, where am I on this?
So for me, with my clients, we look at the saves and we look at a lot of times the comments. And we look in their DMs to see how many questions they're getting. So when I'm working with people, we write down like all the questions that they get in their DMs, their comments, and we kind of just see like, are you getting some of the same questions? That'll kind of tell us like, okay, if we're going in the right direction, and what can we do to answer these common questions. So definitely, as far as like putting a number on it, that also depends, only because I don't go by like the percentage. I go by so for the conversion rate we do. So anywhere from like a 2.2 conversion rate in up. I'm like, okay, this is you get good conversions. And that's pretty good, because I'll say like for most entrepreneurs, our conversion, a good conversion rate is like 4%. I mean, a really, really good. That's like excellent. So a 2 is pretty, it's good for me to know, like, okay, people coming and they're buying, right? So that for the conversion rate, about a 2.2. And then as far as like the numbers on Instagram, I would just say like anything over like 10 saves. Like to me, if somebody saves something, that means they want to see more of it.
Yeah,
so I pretty much go off of like the saves. I don't go off of things like likes, because likes are cool, but I'll be on Instagram like the pet, and I don't even.
You're like, I don't remember that post. I feel you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're making me save it, that means I took time to read it, and I want to go back to it later.
Do you look at the sends, like when people like send it, or is that just not as important?
I do look at the sends, especially if it's something that I'm telling them, like, share this to 3 of your people to see if people are listening.
Okay.
But sometimes, like with me, I don't really go off of sends for my own business, because people just be sending stuff. They just be sending stuff. But definitely for my clients, I'm like, okay, if they sending it and you told them to, that means they're watching, they're listening, and you got their attention.
So I'm hearing a lot about call to action.
Yeah.
Can you talk to the people about what those are, and then give your favorite one?
Yes. So call to actions are pretty much like what you want somebody to do after you've presented them with some type of content. So call to action is everywhere. It's on your websites, it's on your Instagrams, it's on blog posts, it's on Threads. It needs to be. How about that? It needs to be on everything. It needs to even be in your bio, because even just having your link, people may just see the link, but what if you have like, click below to grab my free financial literacy guide? Now you've told them what to do, and now they know how to clearly enter into your funnel, versus they're trying to figure out how can they work with you. So definitely call to action is important, because a lot of people, they don't move until you tell them. So and I know that's weird because we're all grown, but most of the times I give this scenario to most of my clients, and I always tell people, if somebody is confused, if I'm sitting at a stop sign and I got somebody on the right side of me like, turn left, somebody in the back like, turn right, I'm not going to move because I'm confused. Well, that's how your audience would feel. If they don't really know what to get, it's like you have to direct them into like, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you can work with me. This is how you can learn more. So those are all like call to actions. It pretty much just puts them in the lane that you need them to be in. And just an example of a call to action, if somebody's on your website and it says, like your banner, it says something like download, like how I just said in the bio, download my free guide, you should already have a funnel following up with that call to action. So once they click download the free guide, we need emails going out, messages going out, all of these things that needs to go out, because the point of having the call to action is we're getting them into the funnel. We're not just doing it just for the one-time money or the one-time download. We need them to be locked in, because you can really make like $1 million off of 100 people. So I've seen it happen.
Okay. You're like, look, if they're locked in, as soon as they get in, and you like, look, they just want to keep buying more stuff from you, then that's it.
Like, you really got to get it while it's hot, because if you lose them, it's going to be hard to get them back. It's harder to get somebody back than it is to get them. Like, they like, I ain't heard from her since I got that book.
That's very true.
It's like, dang, I done fumbled. So if you fumbling everybody, and all of your audience or all of your subscribers, they all feel that way about you, email's not going to make no money. Content not going to make no money. Or if it do, it make you one-time payments, but no consistent revenue. So your customer lifetime value is like trash, meaning nobody's coming back.
Yeah, they just
don't
show
have
up
a
once
lifetime
and
with
that's
you. They met you, and that was it. So
it's like, okay, I'll move on.
Yeah.
I understand. That's when it's like, okay, it's like first date time, and obviously you got ghosted. Let's not.
Right. No, that's how it is. You date your audience. And I used to preach that like 3 years ago. Like, y'all need to date your audience, because how would you like if you just went out to eat with somebody and then they don't follow up?
Yeah.
It's going to be like, well, I guess he don't like me.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at.
Or you show up 3 weeks later and it's like, bro, like,
okay.
I still don't feel appreciated. This isn't happening.
Yes. Where have you been? Like, it's not giving. I already start seeing other people, and they've been consistent. So it's the same scenario. I'm happy you brought that up.
Okay, I like that. Okay, what's your favorite app for our tech-savvy people? I know everybody...
My favorite app?
Yeah, your favorite app for, like, I guess either following up or whichever Whatever.
So I will say I don't have like a favorite app because I'm like an app junkie.
Okay, me
I
too.
like systems and softwares and stuff. So what I will say is, as far as following up, I like to hit on the foundational points, and that's like so you can know no matter what app I like, you know that you need these things. So what I will say is SMS marketing. For SMS marketing for my clients, if they're on Shopify, we go with PostScript and SMS Bump.
Okay.
If they're a service provider and they're on apps like Kajabi, Kartra, ClickFunnels, most of those platforms come with SMS integrations.
Got you.
I believe Kartra comes with Twilio. I believe that's a text app. And then they have their own email systems built in. Now, if you're e-commerce and you're on Shopify, I use Klaviyo for those clients.
Okay.
I'm personally on Shopify for my digital products.
Okay.
For my agency, I'll go. I'm building it on Go High Level. Go High Level has all of what you need on the inside.
I haven't heard of that one yet.
So yeah, it's between Go High Level and Kartra, but they both have their things built in.
Okay.
So for follow up, definitely SMS, email marketing. And if you have an e-commerce business and it's like a multi-product store, I just recently discovered this app called iCart Drawer.
Okay.
And what that is when somebody adds something to the cart, that drawer is going to open up on the side of their screen, and it's going to show them so many different products that they can add, but for discount. So that is pretty much like an upsell / cross sell. It just depends, because an upsell is more so like you're replacing what they were getting, but for a better deal. So it's like you were about to get this shirt, but now you should probably get this entire
jeans
outfit
and the purse.
Right.
And
So like the bundle.
Got you.
And then cross sell is like add these jeans to your shirt. So one is replacing one, and then the other is like adding. But all in all, that app does that. And it's the thing I love about Shopify is they do it for you. So all I had to do was install the app, set up like how I wanted to look, and I did it for my digital products. There's also an app on Shopify called Shopify Search Discovery app.
Okay.
And that is so you can pair up your recommendations with the products that they're related to. So my iCart Drawer was recommending products that didn't go together. So I downloaded that app and I told them what products relate. So now when that drawer pops out, it's going to say like, oh, you have the copywriting book, get the email marketing bundle, right? Versus they were showing people
random stuff.
Just stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, that don't go together. So
I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of like it. Just have the email and SMS marketing set up. And after somebody, because I know some people had this question, after somebody engages with your brand, even if it's a free download or a purchase, I would recommend talking to them in 4 different emails, expanded upon like, I do it like every other day for my clients, and it'll be 4 emails, but you're still supposed to be sending out campaigns. So they're technically never supposed to not hear from you. But those first 4 emails would give you some...
You want them special.
Some room. From having to like, as soon as they buy something, be like, hey. So it's like it automates the process for you.
Okay.
You know, once you get those new people, and by the 4th time or the 4th email, they should have already been receiving like campaigns from you manually.
The SMS.
blast.
Yeah, okay, got you. I got you. I hope y'all took some notes. I really do.
I know it's like such technical.
No, it is.
But I'm trying to like.
You're like, give it to them. No, for real, because this is stuff that, I mean, when you first start out, no one tells you like what direction to go in. You just see all these different apps. You just see all this stuff, and you're just kind of like, okay. This looks all right. Like, and so to hear somebody actually go, no, you do need SMS and you really do need email, because I think a lot of people forget about the email campaigns. I think a lot of people forget to reach out. So like, if you're saying that makes it easier, then y'all, let's take the easy route. Like, let's stop playing.
My clients make the most money from email and SMS marketing.
Let them know.
One of my clients that I'm working with now, we did so far on one. I just set up one automation, which is like a flow. A flow is different emails messages going out over the course of, whatever we set it at. That particular automation or flow or funnel, is so many different terms for it, have generated $30,000. And that's just that one. So we still working on the front end.
One automation, 30K.
Right. We still trying to figure out okay, so they like that. We put that to the side. Now we trying to figure out what's some other flows or funnels we can put in her SMS. But even her email, she's made $16,000.
Wow.
So it's majority of her money is coming from her back end. She's showing up on the front end. She's getting them as a customer. But when I do the email and SMS marketing management, I'm getting them.
Yeah, you're keeping them. You're okay, let's go. Let's get the whole product. I got you.
For sure.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to rewind it back to before, you knew all of this stuff. How do you start and then get to your level? Because I think that is something everybody is trying to do, especially my entrepreneur-ish people. They're okay, well, I have a store. Now what? And I know that used to be you at some point. So let's talk about that.
Yes, that's a good question. So for me, when I started, the one thing I did is I tapped into a coach.
Okay.
And she was also my mentor.
Okay.
I didn't have the money to be paying thousands of dollars that the high levels be charging. So I paid, her membership was $30 a month.
Okay.
Very surprised. It was
You're
working for
yes,
me.
This works.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Because if I pay $30, then I should be able to at least make $60 a month, right? So it was a digital product membership, and I tapped into digital products because I looked at my situation. I was a single mom at the moment, so and I was already coaching, but I was just jumping out there, no structure, no really no knowledge on what I was doing. I just knew people asked me questions every day, all day about business because I had been in business since my sophomore year of college, just doing stuff though. I didn't have any, I was just selling purses and selling glasses just because I love the thought of it because my mom, she's an entrepreneur. She's been an entrepreneur since I was in her belly.
Wow.
So that's 26 years.
Okay.
So I knew I liked the thought of it, but I never really knew how it went. But I was like, cool, I'm in college. I'm about to try this.
I'm going to sell something. Somebody buying something from me.
Literally. And the sad part is nobody was buying nothing from me back then.
The beginning.
But for me, just looking at my situation, I think a lot of people, they're not realistic to see what can I afford? What can I do? Who can I work with? A lot of people just want to work with the people who hot and popping right now. And for me, I didn't do that. I worked with an underdog who I saw she was helping other people make money, and it looked like my speed. So I'm like, okay, cool. $30 a month, that ain't bad. I'm in her membership. Every month she dropping crazy gems. And that's the thing. She wasn't somebody that you're going to look at and be able to see flashiness, but you can look at her results. I'm all about results. I see people I launched my ebook, and in 90 days, I'm now making $10,000 a month. I'm off of one ebook? All right, bet. So I'm signing up. So I tapped into a mentor to sum all of that up. And then when I did that, I got more of an idea of what do I want my service to be? Because I know that I can sell these digital products, but for anybody, I tell people, if you're selling a product, depending on what that product is, if you're doing a service, you should have a product that goes along with whatever it is that you're doing to cut your time kind of down a little bit.
Got you.
So I had the product, but I didn't have no service. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to just get me, a service because I felt like I couldn't touch my audience with those products.
Got you.
I felt like that was
I'm just giving you something online.
Yeah, to show that I'm credible. You got my ebook, you learned a little bit from me, but now let's personalize it and let's put it to your needs. So when I did that, I was doing $60 coaching calls, and I was fumbling every call, but I was moving. I'm all right.
You was the money coming in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm well, I don't know. I was following up, hey, how did you like your call? This one girl was hey, I just felt like it was very, and I was I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about that. If you want your money back, I could send it back. But she was yeah, it just wasn't what I was expecting, and I was okay, cool.
Okay.
But the way that God worked is my next client right after her, who also paid for a $60 call, I took her from a $2K year to $2K the next week after she did her
she
call
tapped in with you. Wow.
So I was okay, bet. So
I got it now. I needed that little fumble. I needed you to shake me so I could be okay.
Exactly. So I really took all of that with I was okay, that's fine. We're going to keep on moving. I didn't really let stuff discourage me. And then, like I said, I had a daughter. She was maybe she probably was like 6 or 7 months. So I'm like, I don't care what you talking about. I
gotta
go. So yeah, that's another thing that I did. I stayed, just looking forward, and I took all criticism, constructive criticism, and I put it into what I was doing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be better tomorrow.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I got into the service, and then I took my criticism, and then after that, I can say I was at like a standstill for a minute, but I was just making the same amount of money every month. I started paying for and leveraging other people's audiences.
Okay.
So I was paying for influencers to market my business.
Got you.
And at this point, I still didn't really know much about email marketing, SMS marketing. But I'm like, hey, these people, they have influence. I read a book about it. It say pay people to market your business. I did it. I made my first 100,000.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, let me
I got this.
out. Because when you make your first 100,000, you be happy, but then you be like, dang,
how can I do that again?
Yeah, like, what's the play to do this again? Because I can't keep paying influencers. Now I got to figure out something else. So it'd be like a happy but a scary moment at the same time. So when I hit the $100,000, that is when I got like real logistical. I'm like, okay, let me get into the numbers. Let me hire a coach that actually, is a little more pricey, because I was able to increase my revenue. So I paid another coach to help me, and that actually didn't even go well, but I'm the type, I'm going to take whatever comes
you can get from it,
right? I'm not going to complain.
That's funny that you got more out of the $30 than you did out of the more money. Like, that's funny.
I did. I really did. So that didn't go too well, but like I said, I left with some more knowledge. And then I was just using my resources after that, because I ain't going to lie, I was scared to invest again after that happened. And it wasn't really a lot now, but back then I was like, okay, that's
I'm investing in you. Yeah,
and it's way more than $30. So for me, I just was using my resources. Clubhouse, Instagram Live.
Okay.
I was just getting on all the high levels. I was following everybody that I looked up to. And I was like, okay, if I can copy the right cat, not literally, but if I can slide on their lives and see what they, because they giving the information.
Right.
So that means they want me to have it. So I was getting on lives, getting on Clubhouse, trying to raise my hand, put my hand up and down, just so somebody could pick me and put me on the stage.
Right, and be like,
what
please.
I wanted to talk about. I'm like,
I have a question.
Hey, I'm Monet. They like, ask you a question. They like, okay, we're going to put you back in the audience, because you got nothing to ask. But I'm like, okay, that just taught me to be more prepared. Like, everything that happens.
Just write a question. Always have a question in the back pocket. Got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, yeah, my main, the turn of my career, or like my coaching career, or when I got to close to where I'm at now, is I developed a high ticket offer. And that came from me being in the Clubhouse room. Like, somebody was like, you charge how much for coaching? I was like, $80 an hour. They was like, oh, ooh, so you working like a good paying corporate job. And I was like, what you say? So then when he said that, I'm like that. Hold on now. So then I just started like doing my research, and it came down to it that I actually had what it took to be able to have an offer that was over $1,000.
Got you.
I never knew that. I never felt that, but it was a shift in mindset and perspective. And I'm like, if they doing it,
got you,
and we get dressed the same way in the morning, I could do it. So I changed my mindset. I changed my circle. I pretty much cut everybody off that wasn't in alignment. And then I was introduced to, a few women that helped me just get out of that, like how I said.
Got you.
People just like, I'm like, what's your motive? So I met my friend in particular, Erica, and she was like, look, friend, I don't know what you've been through before, but it's okay. It is okay.
I'm here to love you.
Yeah, just like shake it off a little bit. And I'm like, I gotta be friends with your friends. Like, I just want to be your friend. But then I had to start going out in settings where I'm like, okay. Yep. But then it started to be beneficial, because when I went out with her, I was like, oh my God, that's the person I look up to. And she's like, oh, you want to go take a picture? I'm like, what?
Okay, it's easy. She's like,
a picture. She's like, yeah, come on. So I was like just out there, and I was like, okay, it's not too bad. So yeah, it just come down to focusing, making the right connections, not getting discouraged, making sure you know your bread and butter, like what are you really good at doing, and following that. and just being open to learning from somebody else because I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
I want to talk more about that because here it's Hey Bossies, and those are boss besties, and those are the people who watch my show and come on my show. So thank you. You're now a bossy. And I want to really talk about like that connection because I know for me, I was big on I could do it all myself, and you were saying you were just like that, and I was like that I could do it all by myself kept me real small. Like I had this podcast for years and it just wasn't going anywhere, and it's because I was doing it by myself. And then when I realized, I was like, okay, let me, like you said, let me be a little bit more open. Let me say hello. Okay, let me be like, okay, you can come back over. Like we can actually be friends today.
Right.
That was when I started meeting people. That's when I met Joe, who knew the studio, and then I ended up here. So I mean, literally, I've gone further in 7 months than I've gone in 4 years by myself. So it's something about having that camaraderie. So how did you actually end up letting down that wall? Because you were like, okay, you saw her and, you know, she's trying to be your friend, but you still kind of like, why? How did you get past that?
So for me, how did I really get past it? I would say like you gotta look at who it is, like in their character, to be able to like, oh, okay, I don't have a reason to even be pinning this on her. Like the people who I done been through
the crap with ain't here.
They not even scratching the surface that she on. So it's like
that
was a whole different spill. They was in different, like a whole different setting. They were doing different things. So I'm like, actually, it was expected for them to move like that. So when I look at, you know, her and like her lifestyle and her, you know, how she carried herself, I'm like, it's really no reason to even be on his offense like that. So for me, like just breaking down that wall, it was one, just being like, just being myself and not trying to be all like
somebody else. Yeah, exactly. Okay, they act like this, so I gotta act like this too.
I was like, no, I'm gonna just be me, and that actually,
which is enough.
Yeah,
let's say that
exactly. But see, it's one thing. Some people's being somebody else is probably like them being all boasting and just like acting like they're better. Mine was more so just like acting like I don't care to have people around me. But knowing that I did, I'm an only child. So it's just like, I love me some people. Please. But it was just like, I don't want to get in your way. I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to ask you, do you want to go out to eat? I don't know if you want to eat with me. Like, it was more so me separating myself because I felt like I don't want to be too pushy because I don't even want to get attached. I don't even, you cool, you my friend. But I don't want it to get to that point where I could possibly get hurt. Yeah. So I just broke down that wall by just doing it. And we talked about that before, you know, we started taping, like just going out and just doing it. Just, if I get hurt, cool, I got burnt. Like, it is what it is, but I won't know unless I try. So had I closed her out, I've been exposed to so many different rooms and settings and just opportunities just from our friendship alone. So it's like, what if I would have closed out? I probably would still
somewhere
be like,
else.
When is the blessing gonna come? Like, you know, so it's, I feel like, you know, I just did it. I had to let go of all that stuff.
It's okay. It's okay. I think something that we really don't talk about is how triggers affect your business, like your personal triggers. I used to have a problem asking people for money. I had a problem asking my parents for money. That wasn't the people. And it took me a very long time to get past that like childhood thing. I have to tell myself, like, are you a child or has things changed? Like, you know, you have to really, really look at yourself and go, wait, okay, you're in a whole different space. And I think it's hard because we really be operating on like some old iOS system that doesn't even exist anymore. And then it's like, no, I really got to be present and in my future. So, when you finally started embracing everybody, I've seen lately you just got engaged. So I wanted to talk about that. Was that part of opening up too? Like, was that something new for you?
Yes, it was new. I had been with him for about 4 years now, so I feel like it was time for that.
Okay. Yes.
And
there's a time limit.
it was time for that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't even know it was a time limit. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm having fun with it. And then I got some insight. And friend girl was like, look, look now.
He either playing with you or you're not.
Yeah. So it was like, okay. So it really wasn't like, oh, be hard on him. But it was more so like, okay, you have to look at, your life and figure out, okay, what do you want in the next few years or the next, 5 years? Where do you want to be? You still want to be a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So when she put it like that, it's like, okay, well, I'm not about to go sit in his face like, I need a ring. But I just started moving different. I'm like, all right, let me start moving a little girlfriendish and stuff. Because I was moving real wifey-ish to where a ring ain't matter. But it's like when you start putting in those boundaries, I was like, okay, babe, like, we gonna
not cooking for you all the time.
not every night. Like I was literally cooking from Monday to Friday. I was cooking.
We all do that. We all do that. We be like, I'm gonna take care of you. And you be like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So I just, start getting those boundaries, and it just helped our relationship and helped us get closer because I had to communicate that. So I couldn't just go dry like, nah, I ain't cooking. But it was like, hey, what's up? Like, what we doing? So for me, that was a surprise. I was surprised, but it was amazing.
Good. I see the smile. That's how we're all trying to feel. I always hear on all these podcasts, they talk about how hard it is for boss women to date, right? So I want to ask you, is that true or is that internal?
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, no, because I gotta know.
It's hard.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
Now it's not like hard. Like for me, when I say stuff is hard, it just gives me more hunger to make it easy.
Okay, you like a challenge. I got you.
Yeah. So like it could get hard. Or it could be hard. But if you change like some of your habits and some of the things that you do, it'll get easier. So like one of the things that I'm still trying to work on is like my time. Okay. I know if I got my time way under control, life would be like 10 times easier.
Gotcha.
But with me having a daughter, having a business, and now being engaged, I've actually been forced to do like time blocking and productivity schedules, like really be intentional. So for me, like if you're being intentional about just the things that is going to make your life hard, getting rid of them, then it becomes easier. Because
that's a good hack. Okay.
I already know, like by 4:00 I gotta be on the way to get my baby.
Yeah.
So I don't
like everything before then has to like, this is my hard cutoff time. I understand that.
I close my books at 4. They start at 10. So clients in between 10 and 4. I don't take clients every single day. So I have client days, meaning Tuesday, Thursday, client days.
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday. Mondays are meeting days for team.
Okay.
Wednesdays and Fridays are my days to work on my business. No client's business, no nothing. Because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm working. Well, I'm not going to say that. I work on my business, but because my business, like the way I do it, I can build out stuff for my business in like a day. So I combine me and my client stuff on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Wednesdays and Fridays. But it's just all about like what is your bad habit, and once you figure out what your bad habit is, now you're like, okay, I'm a CEO, I'm a mom, and now I'm a fiance. So let me do meal prepping. Let me do time blocking. Let me make sure that I'm closing my books. Just have boundaries with my clients, so the call's not going over 4:00.
Yeah, be like, okay, well, the time is over.
Everything runs off of your boundaries. Like, it's like life becomes easier. So I don't think it's hard. If anything, at the beginning of my relationship, or like kind of the middle, he was like, when you coming into bed? Like, you gonna come watch TV? Like, I'm like, I'm trying to.
So is that a turn off our
email?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm almost done. Like, so for me, it wasn't a turn off for me, it wasn't a turn off for me, just because I already know, like, I'm an entrepreneur. My fiance is not an entrepreneur, so I already know what come with that. Like, okay,
you like, look, you can close. Like, when you leave work, it's over with. But for me, I get to determine when work is over.
But he's not gonna understand that because of him not being an entrepreneur. So you could take it 2 ways. Now, one way you could say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're not letting me work." The other way you can take it is, if I don't want to be single for the rest of my life,
Right.
let me get some control in this business.
I feel you.
Because nobody should be having me typing at 12 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So at first I took it like, man, I'm just working. But then I quickly shifted it, like, because he don't give me problems. Like,
I feel you.
we good. So I'm like, all right, like, it's not.
It ain't
like he's saying stop working at 5. Like, he said 12.
It's midnight.
So I just was like realistic, and I was like, all right, it's a little obsessive. Let me, because honestly, it help you though, because when you run a business like that, it don't only spill over into your relationship. I have a daughter,
Yeah,
so
I was
my
gonna
daughter
say.
like, mommy, when are you gonna be done? And I'm like, huh? What you talking about?
What do you mean done?
But she a kid, so I'm like
Okay.
not really taking that into like full consideration. But then when somebody that you're with, you like, dang, now it's 2-on-1. Both of y'all over here asking me when I'm gonna get done.
I think I need to close.
I think I need to chill out, and it really helped. It helped my sanity.
Okay,
like I was so
good.
crazy about work. I used to couldn't sleep because I'm thinking. Because with doing like brain work, it's not labor. Meaning I can't just shut down when my body done working. It's actually my mind. So if my mind is doing this, I can't sleep.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Or I'm getting headaches, or my head is like throbbing. So it just like helped all around, and I was like, yeah, he got me right. He got me good. So yeah, it was good.
Okay, so we need just a little bit of let me sit and think
Yeah.
about what he's actually saying. What I had to learn about men especially is that they actually say what they mean.
Yeah.
And like you really have to understand that. As a
Yeah.
woman, you're always trying to look for like the undertones.
loophole.
Or there's no undertones. It's literally
Said
what
what he
he
said. I said what I said, and that's what I meant. No, yeah, that's true. So, I mean, entrepreneurship and dating, or now being a fiance, like it's cool. It's a breeze. Like you just, as long as you got them
Good.
boundaries
Okay.
in your business, because
I
we have
feel you.
boundaries in our personal life. But what about them clients?
Yeah.
That be like at 10 o'clock texting your phone. You like, hold on now.
You know what? I had to get templates for my life where it was like, hey, it's after 8, and I would just literally copy and paste it from my notes and be like, hey,
Yeah.
it's after a certain time.
Push 'em
I'll be
away.
back tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
it just helps you because, like you said, you could obsess over it. You could be
Yeah.
up with that client.
Yes.
So 4 in
Just
the
because
morning.
you're passionate.
Right.
It's not
exactly.
that I'm valuing the client over my fiance.
You just want to help. It's your
but
job.
It's like,
Yeah.
this is what I do in real life. So
like
it's kind
that.
of hard, but now it's easy. Like I just get what I need to get done in the time that I need to get it done, and then whatever I don't get done, next day.
Got
Like,
you.
We good.
Okay. So we're coming to game time, and we only got like a few minutes for that, actually.
Okay.
So I wanted to get one scenario out for you
Okay.
when it comes to marketing and what you do. So we're actually going to take a podcast since we're already on it. We're going to ask a me question, okay? So if you have a podcast and you're trying to maybe sell something so that you're not always having the podcast sell for you, what would be the marketing strategy for that?
So like selling something outside of doing your podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So I definitely would go with merch.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly, I would go
Okay.
with merch just because you have, you can walk around with your logo, right, and your brand, but you also have people that were like your past guests. It's like, hey, I want to send you a shirt. You've been on the show before. Can you tag me?
Got you.
Leveraging those relationships that you already built, right? So definitely merch. And with merch, I would say like some type of, since you work with entrepreneurs, planner or notebook
Got
or just
you.
something that is
Useful.
for your audience, because technically you get me on here and now you have like this really nice planner, and I just talked about all that I do in business, and like, oh, I need to time block and do this and do this. Is most entrepreneurs' story, the fact that they need to figure out how to get better time management.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, a planner, cool. You can get a special for being a guest, right? So it's like you're able to leverage that with what you already have. Because I really do not like when people make their life hard. So like you'll have somebody that got like a podcast and they want to sell hair, and it's like, why?
And you're like, how?
Why are we selling hair? Like
I mean, you just be like, oh, I'm going to do something. I think sometimes you just be like,
Yeah,
okay,
nah.
I'm so into expanding my brand, you just don't know where to go.
I think
You're
my
like,
brain
nah.
thinks funnel.
Okay,
So like,
okay.
this is the top of your funnel. Getting me here, I'm your lead. Like
Got
I'm
you.
here for free. Nothing happened. I didn't have to pay. And it's just like, okay, I got into her funnel. But now you like, hey, Monet, got this shirt, girl.
Got you.
A little planner. I'm like, oh my God, yes, give it to me.
Got
and now you just got some. And now it's like, okay, even going down the line, you can offer me not sponsorships, but commercials in between your podcast. Like now we're getting deeper because now those commercials is $300-$400, and it's like, okay, so now it started at here, and then it went to your low ticket, but now we're going into how you can continue to make money from me, because it's like I want a commercial every week or every month, or I want to get on a bundle package because your commercial or the commercial on your podcast is getting me leads every month. So now it's residual at that point. So I definitely would do those things, the merch, and then pitching like the commercials.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
So my podcast people out of Live Hip Hop Daily, I hope y'all were listening. Okay. Let's get this merch going. I know I'm definitely coming up with a planner this month. That's the month that we're doing.
I definitely think merch. Like merch is next level, especially because this is a personal brand.
Yeah.
So you think about it, you know, you are who interviews us, so we need to see, you know, you more anyway. So if we're seeing lifestyle content, we're seeing, you know, you out of town on a plane with your planner, your pen, and you got your shirt on, or you got your hat. It's like we're in your world.
Very branded. I understand what you're saying. I got you.
In your world, and we want to get in your world.
Yeah, because now it's like, okay, I want to take flights.
Right, like now we are thinking like, because of this is why her life is like this, and it's like a lot of people, they start at the signature tee, you know, with your logo, which is great, but then you got to figure out, okay, what's a saying, a quote, or something that people want to wear that you know is in representation of my brand.
Got you.
So yeah, I definitely think merch.
Okay.
E-commerce is killing the game right now.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, that's something I've started 20 businesses. This is the only one that I really kept very, very consistent. So now, like you said, I don't want to make my life harder. I don't want to go start a hair brand right now. Like, I really can't do that. So I was like, okay, what do we do? And I do know a lot of other podcasters, that's always what they want to know is, okay, I'm not making money off my views yet, but how can I start to bring people into my world? And so
increase the awareness. That's what that merch do. They make people say, what's that? That's
cute. Yeah.
I have a podcast. What do you do? Oh, okay. Can you want to come? And now you just booming because you are walking as your brand, like your personal brand. So
got you.
Definitely.
I like that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so the last thing that I always ask my guests is, what is their bossy habit? So how do you remain a boss and a bestie at the same time?
A boss and a bestie.
Yeah. Because I'm like, you do, like you said, you have friendships now. Like, how do you keep that and still be a boss?
So for me, I make sure that I really take that time to pour into my friends, because I used to be like that passive friend that'd be like typing like, yeah, girl, that's crazy. I can't even believe that happened. But I don't know what she's talking about.
You're like, okay.
So now
watching TV or something.
Yeah, like it's like if I'm doing something real serious on the computer, I won't even call you, because I'm like, I don't wanna do you like that.
Got you.
But for me, I really put thought into when I'm spending that time with my friend, or even having the conversations. It's like I'm giving real, you know, feedback, or we having real fun. It's not just like, oh girl, I gotta go. Like, being here for 10 minutes, gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So I maintain that just by, like, I'm a very sentimental person, so I'm always sending messages like, I love you. And only because, like, I used to wonder, like, why my friends don't be saying they love me, like, or if they say it. If they say it, because these the old crowd. So if they say it, they not showing it. So for me, I'm like, okay. So now when I got these healthy relationships, it's like, hey sis, I appreciate you so much. Like it just, you know, because you just never know. Like it's like, oh, you just made my day, and now it's like, okay, girl. Or they may not even say it, but it's just like, it's on my heart. I'm not even saying it just to, you know, like, be the special person for the day. Exactly. So I try to just, or not even try, but I just keep people on my mind. It's easy because I have a lot of open tabs, but I see how people keep me on their mind. So it's easy. It's just like, oh, okay, you know, if it was me, if roses flip, it'll be the same.
Got you.
So yeah, I think I'm a good boss, bestie, boss friend, bestie. Like I think I do good.
Okay, well that's good. I think any more advice before we go for anybody watching? Marketing, lifestyle, whatever. What's your last little piece of Monet advice?
What I will say is make sure that what you're doing is actually what you love doing, or what you do, what you know how to do. A lot of people get out of their lane just because they see another lane working for somebody. Find your genius. Like, what are you really good at? If you used to do financial support at a corporate company and you were so good, you ranked so high, it's like selling hair may be the thing, but you could kill it if you stay with what you're really good at. So I would say, find what you love and do it. And even if you're in a lane and you're not sure if this is something that, you know, you really love doing, it's okay to pivot. Like, I love pivoting. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I will pivot as many times as God tell me to pivot. If God said, girl, that ain't it, it ain't it.
Gotcha.
So what I will
that.
say, just lock in on, you know, what it is that you're really, really like good at and you love doing. Because if you love doing it, you won't slack. Like,
Got you.
I love my relationship. I'm not about to give you 50%. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you 110 every time.
Yeah.
So when it's something that you love, it won't feel like a job.
Gotcha.
It won't feel like, oh, I gotta go and send this email. Even if your client's stressing you. I have stressful days with my clients, but at the end of the day, I close that computer and I'm like, dang, I'm so happy that I was chosen to do this because I'm so good at doing it. And it's so many people that I'm helping and I'm impacting. So, I'll just say lock in with what you're good at and your calling. And your circle is important. That's another thing.
That's
like,
it.
Your circle is
the circle is the key. Once you figure out that
key.
genius, you need the circle, and then you off.
Relationships. Really build relationships, cultivate them relationships. Even if you like, I could get to the top by myself, you can't. It's impossible. I tried.
She's like, look, I really did try.
I really tried. I was like, I got this. I don't need to meet people. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing events, networking. What? I'm selling these digital products and I'm doing these coaching calls and I'm doing these VIP days. But I realized people get on your page and they want to feel like they plug. Me being a coach, they want to see that their coach is lit in real life. Not lit at a bar and at a party, but like, oh my gosh, she went.
I saw you with so-and-so, yeah.
And they like, how can I? Yeah, you could pay me right here. I'm going to see the invoice. Like, it literally be that easy when you start to like show your lifestyle and it's actually like the people that other people are looking up to, because now that's showing them that, dang, the work she doing is working.
Got you.
She got the high levels paying attention to her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely doing relationships.
Okay. That's a hack, y'all. Like, if you need it, any other hack. Okay. Let everybody know your information and what you have going on. You have digital products, right?
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So follow me on Instagram at Monet Business Co. My website is the same, www.monetbusinessco.com.
Okay.
I just launched a digital vault full of so many different digital products, courses, bundles, ebooks, all teaching all of the things that I just went over in this interview. So marketing, email marketing, SMS marketing, productivity. Like, I have so many different digital products that help me build my six-figure business and also my clients. I have clients with 20K months, 50K months, 50K quarters, 100K years. Like, I have so many different clients who was able to increase their revenue from the strategies that I've taught. And then just me, you know, with different packages with them working with me with. So, just tap in with me. Start at the digital products, you know, they're going to give you a feel, and then after that, you're going to be like, where can I sign up for something bigger?
She was like, start there, and then you hooks. I got you.
Start there. That's the vibe. So, yep.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yay. All right. Thank you guys. You guys stay tuned. We have Laurencia coming up next. She does adult coloring books, also children coloring books, and we're going to talk about her first year in business. So, yay! So, we'll see you guys next time. And seriously, we're here every single Thursday on Live Hip Hop Daily with Creative Visions at 7, and then a second episode at 8. So, you guys stay tuned. See ya.
Yay.